Hey everyone, Wolf Lord Rho here. So with all the first round matchups out the way, we now have the two bye matchups as Alpharius and Mortarion enter the game. With Alpharius taking on the Night Haunter, Conrad Curze, and Mortarion going one-on-one with Lehman Russ. But first, the results from our final round 1 matchups. We saw Horus Lupercal taking on Lion L. Johnson. And well, I'm not surprised on the results of this one. Lion L. Johnson coming out the winner by 74%. That really is a high margin when you consider that Horus Lupercal is supposed to be the greatest of Primarchs. I really do think this is, like I said before, due to the fantastic portrayal of the Lion in the Heresy series novels. Let's hoping before the end we get to see more of Horus Lupercal in all his glory at least a few more times. And the Gorgon versus the Angel. Well, it was a landslide as expected, with Sanguinius winning with 88% of the votes. But still, honestly, I thought it would be closer to 100. I'm actually really pleased to see that Ferrus has so many fans out there. He really does deserve more respect. Hashtag respect the Gorgon. Get it trending, people. But back to today. So, with round 1 over, the next level of matchups is all but set. But before we can get there, we have the two bye matchups first, to see who will be taking on Corax and Vulcan. So first up we have Alpharius versus Conrad Curze. The Lord of the Alpha Legion finally arrives. Now this would be a great encounter to read, Alpha Legion going up against the Night Lords. As so often is the case with Alpharius, a lot of his activities are shrouded in mystery. What we do know is he was the last Primarch found, and he was significantly smaller than his brother Primarchs. Unlike his fellow Primarchs, however, Alpharius would constantly change his war gear, ensuring his appearance was as nondescript as possible, even trying to mislead his brothers on several occasions. Although it does appear that some Primarchs at least were able to sense their brother's presence. In his encounter with Dawn, for example, Rogel was able to tell exactly which one of the armoured figures was Alpharius in disguise. And you would expect him to use the same kind of tactics in his encounter with Curze. Though Alpharius employs subterfuge and stealth, it shouldn't be mistaken for thinking he isn't adept in combat. He has willingly engaged Russ and Rogel Dawn before, though withdrawing before his fight with Russ could be decided. And with Dawn, well, we know how that one ended. But we should make it clear, Alpharius inflicted several wounds on Dawn during that fight. And this was while he was trying to make Rogel see his side of the argument. So it could be said, if he was truly trying to kill Rogel from the outset, the outcome may well have been very different. It did take Dawn having to tank Alpharius' spear to his own shoulder to immobilise Alpharius enough to deliver the killing blow. So the question is, how would Curze react to Alpharius' theatrics? Conrad's been known to employ a little sense of theatre himself, usually in the form of slain bodies and corpses used to terrify the enemy. But still, who doesn't love a little theatre? As someone who in a way can relate to Alpharius' tactics, I think this would be a fascinating encounter. The only real difference is, if there's one Primarch who's an absolute stone cold killer, it's definitely Conrad Curze. I could absolutely see Conrad going along with Alpharius' antics, just for the sheer enjoyment his demented mind would get before delivering the killing blow himself. For all Alpharius' skill, I think Curze has the advantage, and the real ace up his sleeve, if there's one Primarch who could reveal Alpharius' own secrets, it's definitely Curze. Do we really think in all of Curze's visions of the future, he hasn't seen the existence of the twin Primarchs? I can easily see Curze turning the tables, gleefully revealing all of Alpharius' secrets as they fight, for his own sadistic enjoyment. No, for me, Curze definitely gets the win on this one. But the result isn't necessarily up to me. Who are you guys going to vote for? Next up, oh man, Mortarion versus Leman Russ. Now this is an interesting contrast of styles. The durable Death Lord versus the force of nature that is the Wolf King. Mortarion always had a chip on his shoulder, believing his road through life was harder than all of his brothers. And maybe it was. He certainly didn't have it easy compared to the likes of Rabute. We've seen the Death Lord go toe to toe with Jagatai Khan, which is definitely impressive to say the least. The question is could Russ fare better when a winner must be decided? Well, size advantage is definitely on Mortarion's side, and with his Man Reaper silence, he has the reach advantage too. But Russ would most definitely have the speed, and I'm not prepared to say that he wouldn't have the strength advantage too. Mortarion may be immovable, but he's not renowned as a powerhouse. This fight would most likely play out very similar to Mortarion's duel with the Khan. Russ reining in the more blows, but with Mortarion just keeping coming, countering with his own retaliations. There's one key difference here that I see, and that is that Russ is much more happy and adept at being a brawler than Jagatai. Whereas he wanted Mortarion at length behind his sword, Russ would brawl on the inside too. And it would be remiss if I didn't mention that Russ most definitely thought he could beat Mortarion very easily. So with Mortarion being the one to retreat from Jagatai, I'm definitely giving my vote of confidence to Leman Russ. Okay, so as always guys, the links to the polls will be in the video description. Make sure you cast your vote ASAP. As tomorrow we move on to the quarterfinals. Currently as it stands, we have Magnus versus Jagatai and the Lion versus Sanguinius. A couple of absolutely mouth-watering matchups. So will it be Mortarion or Russ taking on Vulcan? And will it be Alpharius or Curze taking on the Raven Lord? Huge thank you to all my subscribers. Your support really means a lot to me, it truly does. And if you're new, please consider subscribing to help the channel grow. And if you enjoyed this particular vid, then why not drop a like on it too. But with that said, I am off, and I'll see you all again tomorrow for the quarterfinal.